The fifth and final season of Gotham is upon us, and things are darker than ever as Bruce Wayne gets closer to becoming the Batman we all know and love.
Yeah, and who would the caped crusader be without his villains? So tonight we meet the man who will become one of his most dangerous foes, Bane, played by Shane West. Take a look.
Who told you I sold that RPG? Eduardo? Nice shot, right?
And Shane is here with us now. Welcome back. Good to see you.
Thanks for having me.
So listen, they are not holding anything back for this final season. There's warring neighborhoods. All of Batman's villains come out, with you coming on as Bane. So what's it like stepping into this already created world that's been going on?
It's intimidating. I mean, it's the first time I've ever really been involved in the superhero world. I mean, years ago I did League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, but that being more of a graphic novel. This one being like playing a villain or a hero in the Batman world is pretty massive, but it was hard to say no. It happens to be a world that I love, and it happens to be my most favorite villain. And when it came to me, it worked out pretty well. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, can you tell us a little bit about Bane's origin story, like his background?
Well, it's going to be a bit different in this. I know his story very well, just being a fan in general of the comic book. But Gotham, their whole concept of the show was their own take on this Batman story. Bruce Wayne being a young adult growing into Batman, it being more on Jim Gordon and the GCPD. So in this time, Bane is actually an old military friend of Jim Gordon's. And you see that he's not the nicest guy in the world. He's a little corrupt, but he's not exactly Bane yet. And then something happens, without giving away too much, that transforms him for the final 3 episodes, I believe.
Oh, okay.
The get-up as Bane is incredible.
It's intense.
Yeah, what was that like seeing yourself in the costume for the first time, especially being such a fan?
Well, I'm about 6 feet barely. So in that costume, I'm about 6'5".
Oh my gosh.
So walking around, by the way, 6'5" is a good height. I like it. I wish that was a real thing. But
you know what we go through with the heels now, huh?
Yeah, well, it was, and if you, and then with no peripheral vision. Heels and no peripheral is pretty,
That's pretty
exciting
dangerous.
stuff. And then slamming people up against a wall. But it was great. It was able to do 2 different types of characters. You could be able to start off as Eduardo Dorrance and then transition into Bane. And, you know, it was a kind of a bonus setup.
What was all the physical prep like?
There wasn't too much physical prep because Bane's style of fighting, at least in the way that we were doing it, was very much grab someone, throw him. Grab the other person,
throw him. Keep it easy.
Bash them through this. So for me, it was sort of like, how can I do this without actually hurting the person because I can barely see them? So that was the unique part to it.
Can you tell us about this other film that you were working on, Gossamer Folds?
Yes, it's great. It's from Yeardley Smith's Paperclip Limited. You can see my handlebar mustache. Starring
I like that.
wonderful actress Alexandra Gray and Jackson Robert Scott from It. And it's a transgender coming-of-age story. And we filmed it in Louisiana, where I happen to be from. So that was very cool. I hadn't really done that before.
Yeah.
And I think people are going to really like this film. Unfortunately, I'm not the good guy in this one either.
No, you played the bad guy well.
2 in a row.
Let's talk about, just quickly, A Walk to Remember. It's 17 years later. People still tag you on like social media with A Walk to Remember. There's a musical on this. Did you know this? Have you even seen it?
Did it come out recently? But I've been hearing about it. Yeah, I've been hearing about it for a few years. Yeah. Well, I was well aware this year. Now I know it's January 25th. I think it's ingrained in my head.
Yeah.
But 2 years ago, when it was the 15th year anniversary, is when I woke up to texts from Mandy, from Adam Shankman, the director.
Like, happy anniversary.
You need to get on social media. You need to talk about this. I was like, I'm asleep. I wasn't aware.
Well, maybe there'll be
now I'm well aware.
You know, like a sequel to that movie some years later. And
sequel would be awkward. I think we'd have to do a whole
I don't remember how it ends.
We'd change it up a little. It would be a horror-based film.
Oh, jeez. Well, you can catch Shane's debut on Gotham tonight at 8 p.m. on Fox. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. I'm still in for that.